Hi everyone, it's Amanda, and today I'm going to do my April reading wrap-up. The first book I read in April was Remember to Forget by Ashley Royer. This is a book I received from Book Look bloggers in exchange for an honest review. It's a YA, and it is not necessarily Christian fiction, but it's more, I guess what you would say, clean fiction. It doesn't have sexual content, it doesn't have cursing, so it's marketed by Blink YA, which is a company that, or a publishing company that does books like that. The author was a Wattpad author. She's very famous on Wattpad. I've never heard of her, but apparently she has written stories, I guess. And this one won an award, the 2014 Waddies Award. So they decided to publish it as a book. It's about a teenage boy who has gone through some really difficult things, and he lives in Australia, he moves to the US to be with his dad to kind of get a new change of scenery, and he finds this girl that reminds him a lot of his ex-girlfriend, his old girlfriend, and he's struggling with a lot of things. The story was good. I am not the target audience for this type of book. I just don't really enjoy YA contemporary. I don't really enjoy any kind of sugary sweet. This isn't really sugary sweet, but contemporary that's more romance based, I guess, is a better way to describe it. This had some drama, which I kind of like that when there's some things going on, and a little bit of mystery, but it just wasn't the book for me. So I gave it 3 stars. I did like it, but it wasn't my favorite. It was very well written for considering the fact that the author is only 17. So if you like this kind of book, I think you would enjoy it, and I really, really like the cover of it. After that, I read The Mother Letters, Sharing the Laughter, Joy, Struggles, and Hope by Amber C. Haynes and Seth Haynes. This is a book I received from Revel Publishing Company, which is a division of Baker Publishing Group, in exchange for a review. I liked this book. It's just full of letters for moms, just for encouraging words, encouragement, and I was excited about it because I am a mom, but I noticed most of the letters are targeted towards mothers of young children, and my kids are 13 and going to be 10, so I couldn't relate as much to it. I mean, I appreciated it for what it was. I would have enjoyed this much more if I was a mom of toddlers. I think this would make a great baby shower gift or Mother's Day gift for a mom that's just had children. It was good. Like I said, it just wasn't, again, the book for me. I gave it 3 stars. Then I read Room for Hope by Kim Vogel Sawyer, and I got this one from Blogging for Books in exchange for a review. I have a lot of review books this month, and this was good. This is a Christian fiction about a woman in the 1930s, I believe, and her husband travels a lot. They own a mercantile, and he comes back and forth, and one day she finds out her husband has passed away, but she also finds out he has another family, and she is charged with taking his children from this other family because that's what he requested before he passed away, and she had no idea. So she's struggling with all of these revelations that she's finding out, and it was really good. I've never read a book that took place in this time period. I found it to be really interesting because it was almost like a hybrid time period. You've got buggies and horses, but then you've also, like the wagons and the horses, but you also have cars, and some people have cars, and it was just a time when things were starting to really happen, and it was also a time of economic difficulty because it was coming on to the Depression. So I thought it was really good. I gave this 4 stars, and if you like historical fiction, I think you'd like it. It is Christian fiction, but it's not heavy on that, so I enjoyed this quite a bit. Then I read Sister Dear by Laura McNeil. I received this from LitFuse and the publisher, which is Thomas Nelson, in exchange for an honest review. I was really excited to get this because it seems like something I would love. The cover's cool, it's a thriller, it's about this girl who just got out of prison for a crime she didn't commit, or she claims she didn't commit, and it's how she is adjusting to life after prison, and she has a daughter that her sister has had custody of while she was in prison, and she really wants to see her daughter, but her daughter doesn't really want to see her. Her daughter's a teenager, and it goes into a lot of mystery about what happened the night this crime was committed, etc. I thought it was good. I think the problem for me was I've read so many thrillers that I was able to predict pretty much everything that was going to happen in this book. And that takes away the excitement for me when I know what's going to happen. So there weren't too many surprises. I didn't find it that thrilling or that exciting, but I did think the story was good. I gave it 3 stars, which is an average rating for me. I did like it, but it didn't blow me away. It wasn't as exciting as I was hoping it would be. Then I read The Art of Not Breathing by Sarah Alexander, and I got this from a Goodreads giveaway. This is a YA about a girl named Elsie whose brother drowned 5 years ago. She's 16. He was her twin, and she feels responsible, and she's dealing with what happened that day. She meets this group of boys and starts doing free diving with them, and it's just really interesting in that way. I thought the whole free diving element was very interesting. I never really read anything about that. Apparently you go down as far as you can, you don't have any oxygen, and it's very, very dangerous. And it's really one of those books it's a YA contemporary with a lot of turmoil and anguish, and this girl is dealing with a lot of emotional things that have happened in her life. Again, it's not my particular favorite genre, but for what it was a very good story. It was very well written. I gave it 3 stars again. I liked it, and I didn't love it. So, decent book though. I think this one is just coming out. Oh, it just came out in April. Then I read Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. I've been looking forward to picking up this series for a long time. And this, most people know, it's a dystopian society, more masked as like, it's more of a utopian society, but it's really dystopian, where when you turn 16, you get surgery to become pretty. Before that, you're considered an ugly, but there's a lot of sinister things behind the scenes, and the main character kind of finds out about this. And again, it was another average book for me. I thought the society was so interesting, but it kind of went away from that really quickly, and I wanted to learn more about the world they were living in. So I thought it was decent, but I'm hoping that in the next book, which I haven't picked up yet, we get to see more of that society, because I thought that was interesting. But it was a good start to a series. I will definitely continue on. Then I read How to Live in Fear by Lance Hahn. This is a book I received from Book Look Bloggers and Thomas Nelson Publishing in exchange for a review. This is a book that I really wanted to read because I have some serious anxiety. Not as much as I used to, but I have struggled with that for a long time. This book is from a Christian perspective. The author is a pastor who has severe anxiety disorder, and I've been told by people in my church that being afraid and worrying is a sin, and it made me feel bad about myself. This book really helped because I felt like this author knows what it's like and kind of understands anxiety. It's more than worrying. It's something that's just kind of a difficult thing to deal with. I also like that he had covered the use of medication, and from a Christian perspective, if it's okay to do that. And that's another thing that I struggled with, whether or not you should use medication for something like this. So it was a really, really informative book, really good, and I gave it 4 stars. Then I read Dead Wake by Eric Larson. This I got from Blogging for Books in exchange for an honest review. I loved this book. This book was so interesting. It's about the Lusitania, which is a ship, it's a passenger ship, really a luxury liner, and it got sunk by a U-boat. And there's a lot of like conspiracy theories about why this got sunk and if it could have been prevented. And this goes into great detail. It feels like you're reading a fictional thriller, but it's based on it's a true story. It's nonfiction. it just didn't feel like nonfiction because it was so interesting. Erik Larson is definitely gifted as an author. I was fascinated. I loved the story. I'm not even a fan of like war stories because it does go into World War I a lot, but I didn't care. I still was really enjoying this. I thought it was great. I gave it 5 stars. I would recommend this to anyone who's interested in history, interested in shipwrecks, anything like that. This was excellent. And the last book, I would probably say this is the best book I read this month, The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I originally saw this on Books and Lala's channel because she had read it and she really liked it, so I ordered it. I had a hard time finding it for a decent price. I actually got it from abebooks.com. This is the UK version. This book was excellent. It is about this man that meets this woman in an airport. They get to talking and they start playing this game of truth, and he tells her that his wife is cheating on him and he kind of wishes she wasn't around anymore, or he wishes she was dead, and the woman offers to help him carry out the task, and it goes from there. And it has so many twists and turns, things I did not see coming. There were several times that I was shocked at what was going on in this book, and it was just so well written, so interesting. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I didn't want to put it down. It is compared to Gone Girl. It says it's Gone Girl on speed, and for once I would agree that this book is very Gone Girl-esque because it really confuses you and turns you upside down, and all those things, all those same feelings that you got when you read Gone Girl, you would get with this. So definitely recommended. One of my favorites of the year for sure. I gave it 5 stars and I loved it. That's it. Those are the books I read in April. I am trying to get on a more regular schedule with my videos. I know I have been really bad at that lately, but summer is coming and I don't work in the summer, so I'm hoping that things will get more calm down. This is the busiest time of the year for me and my family because everything's wrapping up, and we have dance recitals and we have sports and field trips and all kinds of stuff. So I'm trying to get all caught up with all that stuff, and BookTube just kind of had to take a back seat for a while. So I hope to be back soon. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these, or if you want to read any of these, or if you have any recommendations or anything. And I hope you all have a great day. Thanks. Bye.